welcome to part 2 of my Sonic Colors commentary for the Nintendo Wii. So here we go. Act 5 of Tropical Resort. As you can see, hopefully, I haven't uploaded this yet, but hopefully that you can, see that the quality is better than my other videos. Than, the first part, extremely. So, I hope you guys enjoy the better quality. And as you can see, I just made that lucky shot. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I thought, like, the laser wisp would have went up or something, but whatever. I'll take that. So yeah, nothing much really to talk about. Act 5, of course. Just killing egg puns, like always. The same old for Sonic. And as we go through, it's after this act, I believe. I do something, and no, this act is coming up. I'll talk about it later. But I think this level or this act, whatever you want to call it, in particular, has the most Wisp-based act of them all. And as you can see, I failed there, but doesn't matter. As you can see, you can use the laser wisp. This entire level, you wouldn't be able to do anything without the laser wisp. So, of course, you would need it. So don't think that you could just breeze through this level without it. You're going to need it unless if you're like a game god and you know what you're doing, or you cheat. Doesn't matter. As you can see, yeah, I finished that level pretty fast. I should talk about the ranking system. Whenever you get a rank, you will get an extra life if you get to it on time. If you get S rank, you can get up to 3 lives. As you can see, when I think I just did it, I wasn't really paying attention. But you do, if you break the numbers or the letter rank that you get, rings could come out and occasionally extra lives if you do it, if you try hard enough. In this stage, I won't try to get the red rings. I think it's just a waste of time here. But most of them are visible when you're playing through, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, there's a red ring right there. I would probably die trying to do this, because it's kind of precise. So, and I don't want to like waste my lives during this playthrough. I want enough amount of lives, so if I get stuck on this one act of whatever sorts, I can keep trying and trying. But I haven't really gotten that much game overs in this game. The only time I got a game over was probably during the multiplayer stages. But we'll get to that in the later part. So we can finally see what Eggman's trying to plan here. He's taking over he's capturing the Wisp and using them to power his amusement park. It might sound like that I'm stuttering right now, but I'm in my basement recording this, and my basement is frigid cold. So, my teeth are chattering at this moment, so I apologize in advance for that. And here we go. Up next is the boss battle, if it wasn't clear already. These cutscenes, the graphics, they aren't as good looking as they were in Unleashed. But they look nice, honestly. They do look good. I'm really glad that Sonic Team paid attention to the graphical features of this game. Like I said before, it isn't as good as Unleashed, but it's decent. I like it. And this is where you don't explain the joke, because honestly, it's not that funny afterwards. But I'm glad I'm in between about that. I'm glad that he explained the joke, because I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, what? And when I was recording this, actually, I took the time to read the dialogue, and there it goes. I understand the joke. And here we have our first boss, aka Big Boy. And if you hear people say that these bosses are pathetically easy, they're not lying, because I beat this boss in 2 hits in less than a minute. So I believe it's around 40 seconds I beat it, but as you can see, let's do it right now. So yeah, Big Boy. It may look intimidating, but don't let that scare you, because it's pathetic. And here's advice whenever you're playing these boss battles. if you get a wisp, hold on to it until it's the right moment to use it. Because if you miss, with the exception of the laser, if you miss, you don't get another try to do it. So yeah, if you get the wisp, it makes the boss fight hell of a lot easier. If I didn't get the wisp, I think it would have taken me 5 hits to kill him, I believe. I think that's the normal hit radius of it, or whatever. So yeah, S rank, it was that easy. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. You get 3 extra lives if you get an S rank. And Tails is still in the same spot as we left him. And Sonic does a moonwalk and he does not pay attention. So Tails is still working on the communicator, which will get better later on during the game. And we finally get to actually hear what the Wisp is saying. So I guess I'll let you listen to this part so you can get like the concept of the story.
Who are you and what is happening to your people?
Okay, he says his name is Talks-a-lot, and he's from a faraway city.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I really do like Yacker's facial expressions, like his reactions to whatever they say. Since he doesn't have a mouth or anything, I'm glad that they like made him be active with his movements and everything.
Whisps?
No, Whisps with a double.
So we finally get to see that these guys are called Wisp, but Sonic likes to call them aliens.
Oh, sure. So anyway, they're either green.
Oh, I should mention this. If you guys have watched any of the Happy Tree Friends episodes, you can find them on YouTube easily. The same writers from that show, I guess you could call it, they wrote the script for this game, which I thought was very neat, actually, and it actually really shows. The dialogue in this game is genius. I love the jokes that they make in this game. It gets really funny later on during the game. And they actually made Sonic and Tails, it made it seem like they were actual friends instead of just Tails was just being there and Sonic was saving the day all the time. Because as you can see later on, Tails and Sonic actually call each other duo, which signifies their friendship, which I like. And we finally get to see the plot device of this game. And I have a question for everyone. When Cubot said I'm missing, not Cubot, Orbot, when he said I'm missing an arm, did any of you guys think that he was missing his own arm for a second? I honestly, I was like, what? Both of your arms are right there, but then I realized it was the boss's arm. So we'll get back to that in the end of the game, actually. Yes. So we're on to the next planet that Eggman has captured, which is Sweet Mountain. And if it's not apparent right now, the stage's gimmick is food. So like everything is pretty much made out of cake, candy, and sugar and sweets, and you can actually see hamburgers in the background. And this is my sister's favorite stage for some reason. I guess it's just because it has to do with food. But I think it's very creative, I guess, because we actually haven't seen a stage in a Sonic game like this before, if I am correct. I should go over what he's doing at this moment. As you can see, Sonic right now is doing the drift motion, which allows Sonic to drift, pretty much. It allows him to drift and stay in one spot easily instead of just running around, bumping into the sides of the platforms when you're not using it. So pretty much whenever you're in a 3D section, Sonic will either be doing the quick step or the drifting motion. So yeah. Oh, and here is our second Wisp, the yellow Wisp. And as you can see right now, if you don't hurry up and get out of the ground before the gauge ends, Sonic will get stuck in the hole and die, which is pretty gruesome yet funny at the same time. So yeah, if you need to really time your drill sections quickly, because you could honestly easily die here. But underwater, you could also use this wisp underwater, but we'll get to that later. Underwater is not a problem, but we'll get to that. And as you can see, like, there's donuts in the background, and I actually do really like the stage. The music is nice. I love Act 2's theme, which we'll get to in a couple of minutes because this act is almost over. The first acts are usually the longest acts. I honestly don't know why they did that. Everything after the fourth act, I think I said this in the first part, but everything after the fourth act is honestly very slow. I mean, yeah, very fast. I'm sorry about that. And here is also another thing. These are the quick time events. I guess you could say they replaced the other quick time events in Sonic Unleashed. In Sonic Unleashed, you had to press a certain you had to press buttons when they show up on the screen. Instead, this time you only have to press the jump button to get across far distances, I guess you can say. You honestly don't have to do that. In some areas you have to do it, but in others it's just completely optional. You don't have to do it, but yeah. So here we go on to Act 2, which is my favorite song in this planet or zone or whatever you want to call it, actually. Yeah, Act 2. I also, it's especially apparent in Sweet Mountain. If you look carefully, you can, whenever, you start a new act, you can see, the act starts where Sonic, last ended the other act. So, just now, at the beginning of this act, Sonic started at the, end at the first act. It might sound confusing, but, you do see it when you're playing this game. And I really do like that. As you can see right now, you don't have to do this, quick time event. You could skip it. If you skipped it, you would end on that platform and you would end up running. But I honestly never took that path because I always find myself pressing the jump button during it. And there's not really much to talk about left. Just smashing robots like the whole entire game. I'm actually kind of mad that Sega didn't give him Sonic his spin dash or his light speed dash abilities, but they are in the game. But we'll talk about that later as we get into the other Wisp abilities. So as you can see, I'm drilling again. You can speed up the drill and a couple other Wisps by well, it depends what kind of control. Excuse me, it's cold. Controller scheme that you're using. So if you're using the GameCube controller, you would have to just escape my mind. You would have to hold down B. If you're using the Wii remote, you would have to hold down 1 if I'm not mistaken. I honestly don't use the Wii remote that much, because I like the GameCube controller more. But if you're ever trying to play this game, I would suggest that you use the GameCube controller or the Wii remote sideways. There's nothing wrong with the Wii remote and nunchuck. I just prefer using the Wii remote. And the classic controller seems a bit too weird for me. But anyway, yeah, that was the end of Act 2 and the end of Part 2. How ironic. So yeah, join me in Part 3. I hope you guys enjoy this part. The next part will be uploaded tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good day, and